What's up guys, it's Brock here and I am in the Maldives. This is paradise. So basically I've been staying here in the Maldives for about 5 days and I booked my whole stay on one island based on a raving review from a travel blogger, and I kind of feel like they left some things out of that review, so I will try to give my honest, most fair review of this island, and then maybe some advice if you're looking to come to the Maldives and want to have a nice, enjoyable vacation. The island I'm staying on is called Maldives, and it's one of the locally inhabited islands that has been opened up to guest houses and hotels. So basically, to explain, you have a couple options if you're looking to visit the Maldives. Number one, the traditional option is to stay on one of the resort islands, which are really expensive but very nice. And you can, have the typical overwater bungalow, and typically you don't need to leave that resort island. If you're there, you're going to have all of your excursions booked through the hotel. The problem with that is it's really expensive. You're looking to spend at least $300–400 a night, and I've seen some stays go up to $20,000 a night in the Maldives. So that's on the higher end of the budget, and then of course you're paying a premium for any excursions that you want to do. So on Maldives, it's one of the guest house islands. Now this is one of the more populated guest house islands, but not the largest island. Of course, Malé, being the main city, would be one of the it's basically like a city, and I don't really recommend staying there. Maldives is give and take, I would say. Basically, it's inexpensive. Your typical hotel or guest house is going to be around $45–60 a night, and then you can book excursions, a little less expensively. Like, for instance, a day of scuba diving is going to be about $120. You could do a half-day snorkel for $40, and they also will take you out on a boat to visit some of the resort islands for a day, and you're looking at around $100–120 for those visits as well. Now, one thing that I feel was left out of the review that I sort of gambled my whole trip on was that the entire island of Maldives right now is under construction. I don't know if you can hear going on behind me. There are 3 or 4 hotels being built, and I can't find a single beach to relax on where you don't hear this constant sound of construction. Now, that being said, the beaches are beautiful. I've seen some amazing sunsets here, and the water is warm. You can always find a spot on the beach that's not crowded if you want to be alone. But then again, with that constant sound of the grinding and the construction, is it really worth it? Well, it's give and take. But I just want to give you the most honest review, in my opinion. If I was going to come back and do it again, I would look for maybe one of the smaller guest house islands, and maybe that's not so developed. And part of the reason that I do like Maldives is that you have a lot of options for restaurants, and it's got some infrastructure. You don't feel completely isolated and cut off. But another alternative for staying in the Maldives that I would consider is to do what's called a live-aboard stay, and you can actually stay on a boat which will take you around to different islands, and you have your accommodations on board, meals and everything prepared. And I think that's you can get it for somewhere in between the cost of staying on one of the islands and one of the more expensive resorts. So it's something to consider. Unfortunately, like I said, I booked my whole stay on one island, and to get around to some of the other islands would be really complicated. I'd have to book a speedboat, and those are expensive, so I can't really give a good review on the rest of the Maldives. But as long as this construction is going on, I would say maybe Maldives isn't the best place to stay in the Maldives if you're going to spend the money to come here. However, if this construction is finished, I think it would be perfect, because It's a beautiful little island. You get to experience a lot of the locals, the local way of life, and it's a different side of things than you would see from visiting the resorts here. But I think on my next trip I'm going to save up a little more and probably stay in one of the nicer resorts and just really enjoy paradise, which is what people come to the Maldives for. Still the ever-present sound of construction here. I don't want to be negative. This is paradise. It's a beautiful place, but I also want to be honest and let you guys know, if you're planning to come here, what you can expect in terms of noise. So like I said, I don't want to be negative, but it is a case of you get what you pay for. That being said, I have stayed in places that cost less money and offer a little bit more in terms of relaxation. But it's give and take. You know, if you want to, you can stay here inexpensively and then plan your trips out to other islands or do excursions. You know, like I said, but all the construction is a little bit of a letdown. So guys, if you do decide to come and stay on Mafushi Island, I would recommend staying at the guest house that I'm staying at. It's called Water Breeze. It's located close to the beaches. Actually, anywhere you stay on the island, it feels like you're at the beach. But that being said, this is closer to the Bikini Beach and everything. I'd also say that the hotel called Arena Hotel looks really nice. It looks new, and they had a good breakfast. The breakfast at Water Breeze basically comes from a can. So these are the basic accommodations that you can expect if you're staying at Water Breeze Guest House. They have an in-room safe, it's air-conditioned, it's clean, the service is good. They provide beach towels, bath towels, and 2 free bottles of water every day. So you really can't complain. Okay guys, so one of the reasons I chose this guest house in particular was the raving review by the travel blogger, who will remain unmentioned, said that this has super fast Wi-Fi, and honestly it is crap. I've really been struggling to get anything connected to this Wi-Fi, and honestly, even to upload like a 4 megabit JPEG was a struggle. So just being honest here, what I had to do was I went to Malé, and you know, it took a whole day basically because of the ferry schedule. But if you're arriving, you can maybe go to Malé before you go to your resort, pick up a SIM card. I think I got 4 gigabytes for around 20 or 25 US dollars, and definitely worth it because the 4G connection has worked everywhere and is a lot faster than the hotel Wi-Fi. And I think it's a problem generally throughout Asia. I haven't done that much traveling in Asia, but from what I hear is that, you know, you just can't always rely on having a good solid Wi-Fi connection. I'm here for a couple of days before I go to the Philippines, and I have scuba diving scheduled for tomorrow. And that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to come to the Maldives. They have apparently just some of the most amazing scuba diving in the world. So I hope to see some of that, and then after that I will be in the Philippines for, I think, 1 month at least. I'm going to renew my passport there and explore some of the local islands and probably do some more scuba diving in the Philippines as well. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.